So thanks so much for sort of laying the big picture for us. As I mentioned, my name is Amani Channel, and I'm a former broadcaster. So I'm used to the big cameras, the live trucks, all the gear. Now that I've been into social media for the past 6 years, and especially into mobile, pretty much all my gear can fit in this bag, all right? And my smartphone can do just about everything that I used to do as a broadcaster, pretty much. You can go live, you can record quality video, high quality audio. So I have a lot of, I call them toys, but these are really tools that you can use, which I'm gonna show in just a second. All right, so this is me and my iPhone 3GS. This was in 2009, actually. So now mobile's kind of coming of age, but you can see I have a kicker light mounted to it. That's actually called the Owlie. Back when, for the 3GS, it's actually the same as this, but this is kind of a newer model. Owlie doesn't make those models anymore. And then you can see out to the right of it, there's a little microphone that's actually connected to it, and it's connected to a monopod. So, you know, it was my iPhone 3GS, you know, the first iPhone to shoot video, and I was already starting to dabble with, you know, video production because I was like, look, I can do all this in my pocket now with my mobile device. So mobile storytelling is really emerging right now. I mean, there are mobile filmmakers that are getting a little bit of buzz. It's really kind of a grassroots movement. There's also some broadcasters, some reporters that are also into mobile. They're called Mojo, or mobile journalists. And so Neil Augenstein is a radio reporter out of WTOP in Washington, D.C. And since 2010, he's kind of one of the early adopters as well. He hasn't used his traditional Marantz recorder since 2010. He's been using his iPhone to record all of his interviews. He edits his packages and emails them to his station. And he says his iPhone, just using the native iPhone recorder, is about 90% as good as the broadcast equipment. So that just gives you an example. Conrad Mess, I'm going to show you one of his films in just a second. He's an award-winning iPhone filmmaker, and when I show you his film, you're going to be like, wow, he did that with the iPhone. Yes, he did. Searching for Sugar Man. So this is a documentary, and they actually ran out of financing for the documentary, and they ended up shooting it, the rest of the documentary, on the iPhone using an app called 8mm, and it actually was nominated for, I think, an Academy Award or something like that. And like I said, the mobile journalism movement is also coming of age right now. So we're sort of seeing these content creators who are starting to use their mobile devices to share stories. And at the end of the day, it's all about the story, right? So it's not necessarily the content, but if you're able to tell the story, it's the message that becomes more important. So that's also something that's important to keep in mind. All right, so everyone is mobile, right? I think you took the quiz, and a few of us don't use tablets, but all of us have smartphones pretty much, right? I think as a US population, since we're all content creators, we probably skew a little bit heavier for the smartphones, but I think that it's like 56% adoption now of smartphones from the last report that I read. So why do we like mobile devices? Well, they're first of all affordable in terms of being able to, look, you can listen to music. I mean, it's your tape recorder. It's all those things now on one device. It's accessible, so it's always with you. It's inconspicuous, so it's, you can be in class. I have students who are like checking their smartphones during class. I mean, I catch them when I try to, but it's not very obvious sometimes. And they capture high quality audio and video, so I'm sure that all your iPhones capture HD video. They capture CD quality audio a lot of times. And what you can create with your smartphone is very shareable. So you can quickly, even if it's just a tweet or a photo, you can quickly send it to Instagram, to Twitter. You can upload a video directly to YouTube from your mobile device. So you can do everything basically now with what's in your pocket, like I just said. So those are some of the benefits of mobile. All right, so this is a short film I want to show you. It's about 7 minutes, so if you get bored from it, just let me know and we can skip through it. But I did want to, it's pretty amazing.
My name is Frank Porter, and this is my story. My name is Frank Porter. Let me tell you about the day that I died. As I told you before, let me tell you about the day that I died. For the very first time. Okay, let's play. Freeze! What the hell? Game over.
I mean, it's amazing, right? And his latest film is actually an all CG film where he shot all green screen. It's like it kind of has a horror theme to it, and I mean, he's in the post-production stage right now, so I've been following his updates, and I mean, he's just a really creative guy. Like I said, 2 years ago, he made his first film, and he just has continued to build upon his skills and his talents. So. All right, so I'm a journalist at heart, right? That's my thing. I'm a news reporter, a former news reporter. So I also have an interest, obviously, in mobile, and I think that mobile has some very strong applications for journalists as well. So there was a Trayvon Martin rally. I guess you all remember the story about Trayvon Martin. He was the 17-year-old who was shot and killed, and the guy who killed him ended up being acquitted. So, you know, I've been really wanting to experiment with some mobile storytelling, and, you know, I love telling stories, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go out with my iPhone 4S, and I took out some of the gear that you see here at the table. And since it was such a big high-profile event, you know, people weren't really questioning the fact that I was asking them, you know, questions with my iPhone. And so I went and I took my iPhone, I took an application, I did all my interviews with my iPhone. I used that microphone right there, the Electro Voice 635A, which is a broadcast ENG mic. And I tracked it all in my iPhone, and I edited a package completely with my iPhone. So I'm going to show you that now. It is on my YouTube channel. Let me see if I can pull up Explore here. Here it is. All right. So this is the Trayvon Martin rally. Once again, I shot and edited. I uploaded it from YouTube. I did all of this from my iPhone. It's about 1:30, just like a traditional news package. So.
What do we want? Justice! And when do we want it? Now!
The brief downpour didn't deter thousands who rallied in downtown Atlanta to show support for Trayvon Martin and his family. Everyone with a reason for showing solidarity for the slain 17-year-old.
Came out for everybody that's worked for us before this and for everybody that's worked now for us.
For me, as a parent of 3 children, I certainly could sympathize with the Martin family.
I do have a brother, and he's a little bit older than Trayvon Martin, so, you know, that's why it's so important that we're out here today rallying together.
The peaceful demonstration happened in the shadows of the Martin Luther King Jr. Federal Building. The people here said this situation shows that the struggle for justice is far from over.
It is important to understand that we are still subject to being scrutinized, unjustly scrutinized.
Fulton County Commission Chair John Eves hopes this brings attention on other community issues.
It was a great show of unity, and I think that a message should be heard by a larger community in terms of racial profiling, some of the injustices within the criminal justice system.
They say it means not only rallying and praying, but working together to create the change they are seeking. Amani Channel reporting. Amani Channel coming in from Oh.
University of West Georgia, where I have all the complete.
All right, that's not part of my presentation. Obviously, I create a lot of vlogs and that sort of thing. What's that?
You were on a single stick for that?
For the package?
Yeah.
I shot that all handheld actually.
Yes,
Yeah, it was really kind of challenging because I had the monopod in my bag, but just because it was just easier for me to hold it handheld, so I just ended up doing this. So I was kind of focusing on the, asking the questions. I was doing this kind of thing with it. So I was multimedia journalist, definitely. One-man bander, definitely. There was a little bit of shaking, exactly. All right, let me see if I can. I'm PowerPoint challenge, folks. I'm a Mac guy. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, let's see if I'll go back to the right slide. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about apps. So if you're a filmmaker, there's one called, I'm going to talk sort of about the pre-production, production, and then post-production, and then I'll get into some of the gear and I'll show off some of the gear here. So if you want to write scripts with your mobile device, Scripts Pro is a great app, and most of these for the iPhone. Android apps aren't as robust for filmmaking or for production, but still you can always, there are plenty of filmmakers who will shoot with like a Nokia phone or shoot with an Android device, and they'll edit with Final Cut Pro, with Avid, whatever it may be. So there's always that option. If you're Android, some folks, oh, I'm on an Android, well you can always shoot great video and then, just put it in your laptop or whatever. Shot Lister is a great scene planning and scheduler app. All right, and then if you want to, if you're shooting with your iPhone, really the app to get is called Filmic Pro. Filmic Pro will enhance the video quality of your video tremendously. You can monitor your audio live. So when I'm doing my interviews using Filmic Pro, I can actually, there's a special jack that you can get for the mobile devices, but you can listen to your audio live as you're recording your interview, so you can check the audio and that sort of thing and make sure it's good. It can shoot in multiple frame rates. You can actually chroma key with Filmic Pro, so it's a very robust camera enhancement application. And then if you want to record audio, Rode makes a great app called Rode Rec, and I'm actually doing an audio recording using Rode right now in a mobile microphone called the Smart Lav, which is plugged in here, and I'm recording with my iPhone 4. There's a color correction app called Movie Looks, which allows you to color correct. And then if you want a basic editing application, it's only $5. Start with iMovie. It is amazingly simple. You can do some pretty powerful things. Like I did that package using iMovie. The disadvantage is that you can't really do like multi-track with the video, but you can still sort of do voiceover narration and video over the voiceover and all that kind of thing. So, and then if you want more advanced editing, there's Pinnacle, which is only available for the iPad. There's also a broadcast solution called Vadio, which is more for broadcasters for more professional video production, mobile video production. So once you have the apps, then of course you need to gear up. So this is actually the fun part of the presentation. All right, so of course, mobile is the same as traditional video production. Don't think that since it's a mobile device, you can't do things, like a pro. So if you're on an Android or iPhone, you might want to check out this adapter. This is a universal adapter. So some of this gear, like for instance, this works with the iPhone 4. It won't work with a 5 because it's just designed for a 4. But if you get like a universal adapter like this, you just slide your iPhone in. This is the iPhone 5 here. And then you can connect it to a tripod. All right, this is a monopod obviously, but it's gonna have the same thread. You just screw that in. Yeah, just, right? Yeah, it's easy to say, easy to show. All right, and then you're ready to go. All right, so you activate the camera. Now for the audio, you need a special cable called the TRRS or 4-pin cable. So you might notice on the headphones it has 4 rings instead of the traditional stereo two rings. And this is by a website called kvconnection.com. So one of these is for the headphones and one of these is for the mic. So you would just plug this in the mic, the headphone cable there. And then if you're using an XLR mic, you need to, get another cable like this one. And then you plug this one in. And then this is what I did when I did the Trayvon Martin rally. Then I plugged in my handheld microphone. I think I had another XLR cable just because it was longer. And that's what I used, all right? There's another TRS cable made by a Vericorder, which actually goes straight to XLR. So you can also just get, this is also another solution that you can use. So this just goes straight XLR. Once again, it has the same kind of headphones. You can plug in your headphones and monitor the audio. One thing that's good to do is always to check your audio when you're done recording. So even if you can't monitor your audio live, when you're done recording, at least check it, because the last thing you want to do is let a person walk away and there's no audio, because that has happened to me before. All right, now this is called the Focus, like I said. And so the Focus is actually a little bit more robust in terms of the capabilities, because it comes with lenses. So it comes with 3 lenses. It comes with a telephoto, a macro, and a wide angle lens. And this is for the iPhone 4. If anyone has an iPhone 4, you can slide it in here and test it out. But basically, it's the same kind of thing. Whoops. Anyways. And then you're able to, you know, yeah, I know. My brother told me this was going to break. My brother gave this to me like 3 years ago. He's like, yours still works? And now it doesn't. All right, so anyways. So there's the focus. And then let me go over a couple of microphones here. So you can also like get like a hand grip, of course, if you just want to do something really simply. And there's some other microphones. So this is called the IXY mic, which is for iPhone 4s only. But if you want high quality, this is like a professional microphone, basically. It turns your iPhone into like a Zoom or something like that. Works really well. Like if you want to record a podcast, get this microphone. It works really well. And then if you're on an iPad, this is called the Padcaster. So once again, there's all sorts of mobile devices, and this has like you can connect a shoe to it, so you can connect the light, and you can plug in the mic through and then you connect it to a tripod here. All right. This is a newer little device here. This is by Rode, and it's kind of similar to the Focus. It comes with three lenses here, and then it allows you to, see if I can show you real quick here. You basically slide the iPhone in this way, and then you connect the lenses, and then what you do with this, I just got this yesterday, so let me see if I can figure it out here. And then you're able to, so you use this, you can connect this to like your camera like as a shoe, and like you can connect like the Rode IXY mic, and you can change the location of this and sort of, so it's kind of like a cool like lens accessory, and then also it's like a recording accessory for your iPhone. So yeah, there's so many of them, and this is only for the iPhone 4 as well. But
is this stuff for Android devices?
Yeah, a lot of these devices are like mostly for iPhone. Now, when it comes to audio, if you want to capture like quality audio, you can of course get one of these for your Android as well and use a microphone. I would get like this kind of mount, and if you want to do the tripod thing for your Android device. So those are just some of the gear that's out there. So you know, there's all sorts of stuff. I mean, there's sliders. This is just like these are just some of the stuff I've collected over the last few months. All right, so I mean, if you have any questions, you want to come up and look at it, touch it, play with it, that's cool. You know, it's not really, other than the monopod, you won't break it. All right. Sorry about that. All right, so these are some of my final thoughts about mobile. So first of all, the qualities you saw is pretty amazing, right? I mean, you know, I worked in news. I'm kind of like the old school, new school news guy. Like when I was in news, we shot on beta tape still, and you know, SX, beta SX, and now everything's HD. So comparatively to the beta, I mean, HD is obviously, you know, your mobile device can capture the quality is way higher. You have to experiment though with the equipment in the app. So there's a number of apps. I mean, you can live stream with your phone. You can do like time lapse with your phone, all sorts of different things. But you have to look for opportunities, right? So you have to figure out how you can use your mobile device to tell your story and how it can enhance. Because, you know, especially with like journalists, I say that your mobile device can simplify what you do. Like I know a reporter who also locally, he will use his iPad and his iPhone to actually track his packages. He has a little prompter software. He'll type a script up in the prompter program. He'll hit play, and he'll just track his package that way. But you have to figure out ways to use the technology to simplify the production process. And then always use professional production techniques. So, you know, whether it's a mobile device or a camera like that one, you still have to watch the lighting, watch your audio, you know, use a tripod, you know, shoot sequences, and then edit to tell the story, right? That's just fundamental storytelling with video. And then I say you have to be creative and have fun. So those are my final thoughts. I do have a storytelling guide. I have a couple copies that I can actually give out. So if you guys want to like, if you have business cards, I can like do a little kind of drawing we can figure out, and I will give 5 copies away if you want to. But I do have 5 copies, and this is it right here. So this is I just actually finished this up last week. So this is just a quick storytelling guide. It just has some of the apps, some of the equipment. So it's just like a quick start guide to help you get started with mobile. A little bit of information about me, and kind of covers the stuff that I went over in this presentation. And you can always find me at Amani channel and webvideochefs.com, and I'm sure you all have questions for Chidi and myself, so please.
What are you saying out there in citizen journalism? I know, of course,
So yeah, I have mixed feelings about citizen journalism because, so my story is when I moved to Atlanta, I came here to work for a small cable network called Black Family Channel, and they wanted to start a citizen journalism show. That's how I came to Atlanta from working in the news business. And around the same time, CNN came out with their iReport citizen journalism platform, which of course blew up. But you know, citizen journalism is, you know, I don't feel like a citizen really a lot of times citizen journalism is capturing a newsworthy moment on accident, right? A citizen happens to be at the right place at the right time with their smartphone. So I think that if you're talking about citizens being journalists or capturing media, then of course the smartphone is a great device for that because it's always with you. You can always, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff like Riley Cooper when he said those inappropriate comments. I mean, there's a person who happened to record him and then it blew up, you know. It's happening all the time. We always see stories now of citizens who are capturing newsworthy moments. Now, are they journalists? They're not journalists. I mean, they don't know anything about storytelling, but they get this label as being a citizen journalist just because they're capturing newsworthy information. So I think that for a news gathering tool for anyone, the smart device rocks. I mean, you know, you can't beat it. But you know, I just take exception with that term, citizen journalist. And the other thing is, so when I came to Atlanta, I started a vlog called My Urban Report. So I was out there with my big camera doing stories, and people started calling me a citizen journalist. And I'm like, well, I'm not a citizen journalist because I'm a professional journalist. I'm just doing my own independent stories. So that's my personal thing. That's my. Any other questions? Okay, well, I hope this was enlightening, if nothing else, and helpful.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.